It's Thaipusam and we take you to the heart of the festival with Bella's Lisa Wong and Falik. Delve into the urban legends and superstitions that make up our old wives' tales. Is there any truth behind the tales? Hey everyone, you're watching at Bella Society with me, Deborah Henry. Now, we'd like to wish all of you celebrating because we've had so many festivals over the past few days and we hope you've had a fantastic weekend as well. Now, we have a very unusual topic of conversation, old wives' tales today. And I'm sure all of you have heard them at some point in your lives. Well, we have an interesting lineup of guests who are going to share with us their personal views and experiences. So don't go anywhere. Now, many of us have seen the images at Batu Caves, the men in a state of trance carrying the kavadis and the ladies with their pots of milk. But many of us, of course, do not know the meaning behind this. And for those of you who have not made it to Batu Caves to catch Thaipusam, this is something you must do at least once in your lifetime. Well, Bella was there to check out the festivities and the energy. Take a look.
Every year, either in January or February, there's a celebration full of colors and life, Thaipusam. Celebrated among the Hindu Tamils, this celebration commemorates occasion when Parvati, the Hindu goddess, gave Murugan a velar or a spear so he could vanquish the evil demon Surapadam. As we see, every year devotees would carry lavish and elaborate kavadi to seek help from the god. Other than that, they would carry such kavadis to show their thankfulness to the god's blessing and also at times to wash away their sins. In order to do so, one has to go through some preparation prior to the event.
Normally we do fasting for 48 days, vegetarian, and we do some prayers and so on. Normally we're carrying a milk pot to upstairs, to go to the temple there, some prayers.
Now, apart from the ever so famous kavadi that has been carried during the procession, other items that is rather famous during Thaipusam is the milk pot.
Devotees come here early in the morning, and what they do is that they fill up these containers with milk because milk is a favorite of Lord Murugan. And after offering prayers to the shrines here at the Sri Mahamariam temple, they cover it with a holy cloth and then climb the 272 steps up the caves to the shrines as an undertaking to Lord Murugan. And I can tell you that these containers are pretty heavy.
Some might not know what the purpose of bringing the milk pot up to the cave.
If we go up, what we will do is we will make a vow. So while going up, we will chant Lord Muruga's name. So once we reach there, we will pour the milk on his feet.
Apart from the men, women are also involved in Thaipusam. Although it might seem that carrying a kavadi is a men's thing, do not be surprised as women too participate in such rituals. To those who can't carry a kavadi, they will simply carry the milk of pot as part of Thanksgiving and vow-taking process.
Every year we are taking the milk pot because my family must be okay, everything fine. So every year I put for the God.
The women's task throughout the preparation, apart from preparing vegetarian meals, they would also have to prepare the decorations to be worn during the procession, such as the jasmine necklace. When it comes to celebration, everyone has a role to play and contribution to make in order to make a difference to ourselves as well as for others. It is also important that we value and preserve our culture so that it won't extinct and only live in books for our future generation. They might not be similar to our own, but the difference that we can find in the cultures should make us more intrigued to know and understand more about them. So take your time and witness to learn cultures from all the races that's available here in Malaysia, because it's something that's really worth your while and make you proud to be Malaysian.
From one festival to the next, Chap Gourmet was yesterday, and in China, the celebrations are far from over. We take you to Jinan, China for the Lantern Show.
Tens of thousands have already paid a visit to the 21st day of the 33rd Spring Lantern Show in Jinan, the capital of eastern China's Shandong province. The show began in January 19 in the city's spouting Spring Park and is continuing through both the Spring Festival and Lantern Festival. In the shape of the dragon, the largest lantern display in the show is 40 meters long and 7 meters high, while its body is a corridor adorned with photography displaying scenes of ancient Jinan city. Rong Linan, the deputy director of Spouting Spring Park, outlined the activities as including showings of photography and paper cuts, ancient professions exhibitions, and traditional customs. Another visitor described his pleasure at seeing the colorful combination of lanterns and city history. He felt young people can learn much about ancient Jinan from the photography displays. Intelligent lanterns provided visitors a unique opportunity to interact with the lanterns and other visitors. Visitors to the 33rd Spring Lantern Show had many other things to do if they chose, for example, playing guessing games with lantern riddles, visiting painting and calligraphy exhibition, watching shadow puppets performance, and folk craft manufacture procedures. Bamboo lanterns made by Japanese artists were also displayed in this year's show.
Isn't it amazing the energy, the culture, and the difference that all these various festivals and celebrations bring into our lives? I have to say, we Malaysians are very, very lucky. Now we're going to go for a quick break, and this is what we have coming up. We talk about the tales your mother and grandmother told you. Is there any truth behind them? We got up close and personal with Amanda Imani. She's a young woman with massive ambition. We'll see what she's up to.
Hey, what up, yo? I'm Jay Spliff.
DJ Burman.
What's going on? I'm Kev Nish.
Progress.
You dirty bass heads, we're the Far East Movement, and you're watching Bella on NTV7.
Bring back those nights when I held you beside me. Unbreak my heart.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate it with your loved ones other than by listening to some heartwarming love songs? Well, Bella and Warner Music are giving away the Best of Love Songs, a compilation CD with all your favorite love songs. Fancy winning this CD? Well, all you have to do is like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/BellaNTV7 to get more details.
Growing up in Malaysia, I was exposed to many old wives' tales, and from my mother, my grandmother, my aunties, my teachers, and they didn't make any sense to me at all, and I think they still don't. But to help us break it down, we have an amazing panel of guests with us today. Please welcome Dato Chef Ismail, Kiran Kaur, PR Pantai Hospital, Jacqueline Dato, PR Director Rouge PR, and Judy Young, a partnership event and wedding planner. So, I'm very good, and how are you? Thank you so much for being on the show. They've been in fervorous conversation about old wives' tales since they've arrived at the studio. So let's take you back to the beginning. Where did it all begin?
Ladies, sometimes I wonder why I'm here as a housewife.
I guess it started, if you see like tradition and stuff like that, it started from your grandmother, your grandfather, so it just passed on. So what we have right now is just basically from your past generation, so it's moved on. So I guess it's something that we actually look forward to, and we actually do follow these kind of things.
Yes, that's right.
Tradition,
yes, it's true. It's tradition. But I believe it's whatever you think, and it's over years and nights or whatever it will happen. I think there must be a reason why they created. Otherwise, they tell lies.
Or either they're going to scare the living daylights out of you, lah.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the reason why they sometimes say those kind of things. Like,
let's listen to all of them. What the tales they
because it was an old form of storytelling back in the day. That's how women passed on knowledge to the next generation. They told stories, and sometimes instilled fear in us, and sometimes it was to tell us not to do something that was wrong. But I'm sure we all have loads of tales to share. Let's start with you, Judy.
I would say heaps. It's like everything is like family just try to scare you off, everything. So one thing that I really remember when I was young, mommy's always said, don't eat chicken leg. I was like, why mommy? But she will be cooking for festive season, okay? Chicken leg. I was like, why I can't eat? Because once you eat, your writing won't be nice. Okay, writing will be nice first. Then the second.
Is that because of chaka ayam or something?
Yeah, chaka ayam. Chaka ayam.
Parkinson after that.
And then the next thing is like your maths would fail. You will fail your maths because you wouldn't know how to count because you're like shivering all the time. I was like, okay, and I really followed that. Jeez, since young, follow that until when I was like in secondary school. Jeez, my maths still the same. Okay, why don't I just give it a try? And once I ate it, jeez. Yummy!
Yeah, and it didn't change your level of math either, right?
No, it doesn't. I was like, oh, then in the end I was checking with my sister, elder sister, and then she's like, basically mommy said, don't let you eat because there's not enough. There's only 2 chicken feet in every chicken, right? So there's so many in the family members. There's not enough to share, so that's why.
And the best is this chicken feet noodle. I love it.
Yes, of course the chef is a chicken feet noodle. So you were missing out on some great food.
I like the kai kiok with tunggu.
So it has been kept for you for all this time. But Jacqueline, what about yourself? Any tales from when you were younger?
I think most of the time, aside from some people say they're myths, I think the rest of the times, people tell you these things hoping to instill good habits. And there are times when, you know, your parents tell you, okay, don't swallow the seeds, because then the tree grows
The tree grows
from your head. And then you're thinking, I remember my brother telling me one day, he looked really shocked and he said, oh no. And I said, why? I just swallowed a watermelon seed. I don't have space for a watermelon to grow. And I was like, oh no, you better tell mom. So I think most of the time, whenever we're sharing these old wives' tales, it's actually just to, like you said, Deborah, teach the younger kids not to do something, or actually just to instill good habits,
safety,
basically.
Danger zone.
Exactly. But I guess the defining thing about these tales is that it was never a concrete reason given to any of us.
They
just said,
you know, think.
Just follow it. Just be quiet. Don't talk. Just follow it. And that was why you're like, how do I don't understand this? There's no logic behind it. You know, it
but
seemed
nowadays
that way.
I think they Googles.
Yeah, Google everything.
I said, Mom, I Google. There's no facts in the Google saying that. The tale. But those days, maybe these are young girls, huh? They are born in 1980s, probably.
Right.
So they're already born with a computer and whatever. But this one, 1960s.
I guess,
you.
Yeah, also at times, and like, you know, they say like don't walk under a signboard and stuff like that. And it's like, for me, it's like, I'll be thinking about it. Okay, don't walk under the signboard. It's like you will lose 3 inches. It's like, seriously, look at me. I'm tall. That's a good thing.
And they always say also, don't go under the clothesline.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, of course lah. It's not nice, what? Because you know there's mum panties hanging, bras and everything, and it's not nice to go underneath, you know. And you might you know, things like that. So many things.
There's so many. There's so
many. And they said don't. There's one funny thing that my grandma always tell me. You don't eat chicken necks.
Because you'll choke.
Yeah, that. You better ask the we leave it to the audience to answer.
We leave the audience. But on that note, let's take a look at what some of you guys had to say about some of the old wives' tales that you've lived with. Take a look.
First day of Chinese New Year, you can't sweep the floor. The good luck you sweep away.
My mom said don't sing at the kitchen when cook because if not, when you want to marry, you will get an old man.
Grandma, grandpa give you an ang pao. You must not only wish them kong si fa chai, you must also wish them good health, stay well.
Umbrella, you cannot open the umbrella in the house. The reason is because they felt that there is some spirit inside. So once you open it in the house, then they felt that the spirit will go into your house and they will disturb you.
We are not allowed to sit on pillows. Old people say because that we will grow boils on our back.
Especially in the kitchens, we cannot sing. Because in the future, we will get married with the old man.
You can't shake a leg while you're eating, like cap or whatever, because you'll marry an old guy.
We cannot sing at night. If we do, so the old people said that we'll invite the snake to come into the house.
So as you can see, there's an old wives' tale for almost everything, from an illness to a festival to you know, culture, beauty, to finding a husband. You don't want to marry. What was it? Don't want to marry an old man.
Yeah, who doesn't want to marry old man nowadays? Because old men so rich. So girls start singing in the kitchen.
But okay, this is one that I grew up with about black cats. Now in some cultures they actually believe that a black cat carries a lot of good luck with it. But starting from the Middle Ages in Europe, they always felt that black cats were associated with witchcraft and the witches. And so it was considered evil and satanic. So that is something that's stuck on all the way till today. If it crosses the street when you're driving, it's bad luck.
And crosses the dead body also cannot.
No.
Are you so scared already?
That's for the driving, the driving thing, and then you have to, like, you know, spit outside of the car 3 times, and you'll be thinking to yourself, imagine a Westerner driving next to you, and you're like, you see a black cat for an Asian, and then you roll down your window and you start spitting 3 times, and you're like, what's wrong with you? But it is.
Okay, so did any of these tales, have they, I mean, shaped you? Have they had any impact on your life growing up, and especially when it comes to decision making?
I think so. It does give me an impact. Yeah, whether it tastes or what, but it does give me it makes me what I am today, you know, and but I don't practice it, but to me, I think it is how you've been guided. Yeah, and that's why I always ask my late grandmother, you always tell me old tales, you know, but, you know, then she told me, listen, it make you what you are today. If I don't give you the old tales, you are off the line.
I guess.
True,
I think tradition is important. I mean,
very. I'm so cultured.
Lady spoke about the sweeping of the floor during Chinese New Year, and actually in my household we do the same thing. We hide the brooms on the first day, because technically no one else should be using the broom to sweep the floor as well, because technically, yes, you're sweeping your prosperity away. But on the next day, which the second day in Chinese is called Huailin, which means we officially opening up the new year. I do sweep, but I sweep it from the door inwards. And you're just supposed to sweep all the way to the back corners of the house before you scoop it up.
This is true.
Because technically, whatever has come in, all the prosperity and the fortune and wealth that comes in on the first day,
we take it in.
You take it in and you keep that. So basically, I mean, you have what happens if you do something wrong, and then you have what you need to do to counter back. So technically, it's quite nice.
So this year, I hope you have swept a man into the house. Because it's a bachelor girls lah.
Look, Chef is working very hard to find you a man.
I know.
Very hard.
I will send the man to your house and then sweep it in.
I'll give you my address later.
But okay, for all of you at home watching, if you have any questions, I'm sure you have loads of questions, you can call us at this number 0355690351, and we will have our wonderful panel here, Chef and our 3 lovely ladies, to help answer any of your burning questions.
Yeah, I really love like singing in the kitchen and marry an old man.
Okay, well,
that's not for you.
let's talk about, you know, in your actual day-to-day living, your work, your career, superstitions. How do you separate the tale that you said you follow, sweeping your house on the first and second day of Chinese New Year, to something which is just superstitious and really carries no significance and no logic? How do you determine that difference? What to follow and what not to follow?
Following and not following, I guess. When it comes to, especially for ladies, when you have your menses and all that, I still follow that to today. If I have I have like a really big nail because my grandmother gave it to me. So,
a nail as in a...
Yeah, like a really big nail. So I leave it in my purse all the time. So when I actually have my first day of menses, it's like, I try to go back home before 8 o'clock. I do that every single time. So I still do believe it. I don't know somehow, and I don't...
What is meant to happen if you don't?
Something will follow you back home because, you know, it's like...
Satan.
Yeah, for names and all that. So,
got blood, ma.
yeah. Okay.
But a lot of our Malaysian tales are related to sort of evil powers, right?
Yeah. But I think I mean, let me conquer back what she's trying to tell, which is, I think, is true that you have to. I mean, when you go through that period of time, that your mood are swinging and you know you should be home safe.
Yeah, true.
True or not?
I guess
you
it is
cannot
true.
date when you have that.
Yes, but I'm not sure I agree.
know about that.
There are millions of women around the world who don't actually make it home before 8 p.m. at night.
Yeah,
but it's something that
it's something that I follow. So tradition-wise, I definitely follow
it's true,
that. Yeah, it's like something to think about. Something maybe scientific-wise, it might just keep you safe and stuff like, you know, go back home at certain hours and nothing follows you and stuff like that.
We should actually have a psychologist on the show today because that person would tell you how much of this is actually psychology.
Yeah.
No, we are all psychologists.
Yeah.
No need to have a psychologist.
Yeah. But I don't know. One thing that when I was young, I mean, it's like always has to be eat your rice, the rice that you're eating.
Yeah.
You always have to finish it, have a little bit. Don't left all the rice. And then because
those are all good manners.
They're actually good manners. It comes down to more than just.
In future, you get a husband which has got all the orange peel skin. So anyway, I've not married, no husband yet, no boyfriend, so I've got no idea is that true or not.
Somehow everything is related to finding a match or finding somebody you're going to get married to. You think about it also, it's like everything is like leading up to your future partner. Get a wife, get a husband.
No wonder they prolong their bachelorhood.
They never follow the grandmother tale.
I finished the rice.
You finished the rice.
Every little grain of it. Yeah.
But there was one tale that my grandmother always used to tell me growing up: don't cut your fingernails with your toenails. And you know why? Because there's going to be a ghost, a devil, there's whatever is going to come to you.
You know, you might cut your fingers.
But actually, it was back in the day. There was no electricity. So you end up chopping your toe off, right? So there is.
This is true. And like balls, you sit on pillows, you know, and get balls on your bums like that. Which is true. The pillow is meant for your head and your necks, you know.
True.
It's hygiene.
It's a matter of hygiene as well.
And another one, you know. If you sleep on your stomach, you know, remember, mother said, sleep on your stomach and you bring your 2 legs up, your mom died.
Oh no, okay, that's a bit extreme.
So it's all like, you know, proper. Yeah. You shouldn't like sit on your stomach and
I think it's like sort of fear. They impose fear, like you do this, something really bad's gonna happen, so you don't even want to risk it.
Discipline, manner.
Exactly.
You know?
But we have a caller on the line. Hi there, you're from KL. How are you? Is our caller there?
Hello.
Hi. What's your question for us today?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Rockefeller here. How are you all?
We're very good, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
What's your question?
My question is, when you all said that what you call, especially mother say that you can't open an umbrella in the house.
In the house, yeah. You invite the snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you want to know the reason behind it?
Yeah, the reason, yes.
Oh, you want to know the reason?
Yes.
Because parents already put a good atop in it. You shouldn't play with the umbrella. You can make poke or...
Thank you very much.
Yeah, umbrella is meant to be for only rainy day or shiny day, but not to be played in the house, right? That's
so you said something about a snake earlier.
Yeah, they said you invited the snake into the house. Of course, we are so scared. We don't want the snake to enter the house.
But the Chinese believe that when you open the umbrella at house, you bring the ghostly figure. Yeah.
Basically, something happens to your household.
In the house.
Or you may just poke someone's eye.
Yeah, but
probably.
Or ruin the furniture.
So there are some practical reasons as to why we shouldn't do certain things.
Yeah, we shouldn't play.
There are some interesting ones as well, which we can bring to work, which Judy shared earlier about hiccups.
Oh, yeah, hiccups. Yeah, okay. Whenever that we got hiccups, at home, that's what we would do. My sister would ask you, it's just keep hiccups, right? And then my sister would ask you, have you eaten? And the first answer you have to answer no. Okay, and then they ask you the second time, have you eaten? And then you're still hiccup, right? You have to answer, yes, I have eaten. And then the hiccup stops.
Does it really stop?
Oh, wow.
And it does really stop for me.
It does, really?
And my sis even tried with her colleagues in office. So with other languages as well, it's like in English, in Chinese, in Malay, and it still works. And the colleague was like, geez, that really works.
Wow, okay. Well, on the note of hiccups, we're going to go for a quick break. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk to Chef about the old wives' tales when it comes to cooking and being in the kitchen. We'll see you after this. We've heard the stories. When we come back, we find out how irrelevant the tales really are. Make your watch an investment and not just an accessory. We have lots on Rolex after the break. Welcome back to Bella. If you've just joined us, we're talking about old wives' tales. And now we're going to be focusing on Chef, and you're going to tell us about the tales in the kitchen.
Oh, gosh.
Where do you start?
Okay, I still remember because I grew up with my grandmothers, my late grandmothers, and she have lots of tales to tell me. And at that point of time, whether I follow it or not, it is another case here. But I still remember, and I also spoke with Chef Laurentan this morning about these tales, and we both agreed, that you know tapai?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tapai is ferment glutinous rice.
Okay.
Yeah. Normally they serve during festive seasons. Yeah. And those days, like today, of course, the factory is making it, but there's those days when grandma make tapai, they're not supposed to have. First of all, she have to be clean from the menses or whatever. She takes shower and she have to have good moods, and everything. And she have to be very quiet, no
oh my
noises.
Goodness! If that was the case, nobody would make tapai today.
Yeah, no make tapai. If she's in the middle of doing it, if you play around the garden or you're making so much noise, she'll come and catch you and whack you.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah. And then we do ask, when we grow older, we ask, hey, why those days we can't even make noise when you prepare this sweet? Of course, you disturb the fermentation of the tapai. And, of course, then I'll tell, I say, biologically, probably, when you prepare tapai, if you have menses, your body temperature is so, it's swing, flush and everything, and you touch ragi, this ferment agent called ragi, ragi, and then, of course, the ragi will give different temperature, betul? When you mix the cold, glutinous rice and everything.
So the consistency.
So it makes sense. It does make sense, you know, but probably they don't know how to say it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but probably it is true, you know. Of course, if you do things dirty, you get dirty products.
Yes. Yes.
So that is until today, people are still doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uncovering the hidden meaning behind tapai.
Yes, yeah. And then another thing. Of course, in the kitchen, those days they said don't sing in the kitchen, but you be delay the process of cooking. Okay? Especially when you have your little transistors in the kitchen, and especially when someone like your favorite song or
you forget that you had the muffins in the oven and the burns.
Or you fry the ikan masin or get burned and everything, you know. Because at that age, you know, like teenagers, you have more dreams than doing the right things. You see, so they have to say something to scare you off. But today, most of the younger want to marry old men because the old men have
ready... advocating this very strongly.
Yeah, because they have ready products to serve you, you know. So start singing, oh, young girls in the kitchen. And that is also to put the youngest back to the kitchen.
Back to the kitchen, because, you're right, a huge trend of, look at all the chefs today, they're all men, and women are moving away from the kitchen.
Yeah, and then many things that when you fry something or stir frying, you know, you should take a sort of like a teaspoon to clear up your ladle from the residue of the spices instead of knocking the edge of the kwali. They said, you know, if you do this, you know, that is bad luck. You know, because you shouldn't spoil the wok, you know. And they said, and then my grandma used to tell me, okay, because those days we cook with the firewood can or charcoal. So the last, after you taste your doneness of the curry or whatever, so the balance that left in the ladle, you throw in the charcoal. To say that next cooking, make sure it give a right heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the reasons, ladies, what about you? Any kitchen tales?
Yeah,
Do you spend much time in the kitchen?
Well, during Chinese New Year, I don't think that I have a choice. So I think it's pretty much the same for most Chinese people. I think the one about the knife, that's quite interesting because during Chinese New Year, we have something called the Chinese leek. And well, it looks a little bit like a just like a bit of potato, sort of. And basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to peel off the skin, but you can't do it with a knife. If you use a knife, you have to use the back of a knife. And instead of cutting it into pieces, you kind of hammer it a little bit so it breaks up into pieces. And apparently that's supposed to sort of keep the harmony and keep, you know, the prosperity of Chinese New Year within the dishes, because it's very important to have, I think, 9 dishes during Chinese New Year, during the eve, and every dish symbolizes something: longevity, health, prosperity, you know, things like that.
You know? I like this Chinese culture into cooking because like colors, you know, like you have that colorful dumpling, you know, it gives you energy, right? And then fish, prawn, is prawn, you know.
And it seems to be like a yin and yang, a balance of flavors, of hot and cold.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
That.
Indian, please tell us something. You shouldn't wear sari upside down, is it?
I wouldn't say about the Indian thing. I'm not too sure about the Indian thing, but for me as a Punjabi, it's also the same as well. It's like
we are Malaysian now.
Everybody is like we all have got all the same cultures and the same
cultures.
The same. You cannot do this. You cannot sing. You cannot sing in the kitchen, and then you know you gotta even about the salt thingy as well. Where which side?
Which shoulder?
The right shoulder.
I can't even actually. And the funny thing is, in preparing for today, where you know all of us coming here, we were thinking of all these tales, right? And you're asking yourself, why do I do it again? And I had to actually go and Google the reason. Why would I throw salt over my shoulder? Why would I? You know, because you don't actually know why you do these things. You just do it. It's instinctive.
But I think because probably we don't study more about the spiritual things. But if you do. Maybe, you know, I'll touch a little bit about religions here. Probably the Quran or the Bibles or whatever. Probably there's some reason why they have to say that, you know, because Satan is everywhere. But you cannot see them, but they are around, you know?
Yes,
but by doing this, you know, like, you know, it's all about aura and things like that.
There are a few factors involved, so I guess we have reached the point where this begs the question, how relevant are these tales? Now, before we get into those answers, let's take a look at what you guys had to say.
We think what we want to think, you know, what we have been taught for. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own thinking.
Nowadays, there are a lot of things that passed down to us. It was all filtered. So many times, a lot of other things I'm also not aware of. I will find out from books.
I think still there's a lot of people still practicing it. Even though now we are in the new era, there's still a lot of parents, they're very educated, they still practice that, especially Chinese.
So I can say in my family, my mom doesn't use this old wives' tale anymore. But just the older generations, like my grandma, she still use it when talking to the grandchildren. And
No, not at all.
I think it's still relevant if you still have grandparents, and at the end of the day, everything is man-made. I personally don't believe in it.
Maybe for the young generation, they don't follow anymore.
So we talk about the relevance of tales, but I have to ask the ladies here. Would you teach, because you all say you practice them it's in some way or another, would you teach these to your children?
Yes.
Yeah. I might.
Really?
Yeah, some, but not the chicken leg one. Not the chicken feet, that one. Yeah.
But would you explain, what difference, would you give them an explanation? Or would you just say, Mommy said this, be quiet and listen?
I think for me, I would give an explanation because I believe for the children nowadays, they are really brilliant.
Yeah.
It's like once they hit the primary school, they are like, whatever you're telling me, Auntie, I can Google. It's like, don't lie. Yeah, you can't lie to them at all. So, but always give them a good explanation. And then I think it's more reasonable. And then they would understand, actually. Yeah, eventually, all this.
I guess somehow, yeah, we have to pass down. If we don't pass it down, then who's going to pass it down?
Yes.
So I guess you still have to move on traditional-wise. Like, you know, it's like right now, it's like if my mom tells me something, okay, fine. You will question. You will question because we are in a society where we already are going to question everything.
Yes.
So now it leaves up to our younger generation. So they are going to question more. It's like iPhones and Blackberries and all that. So they are going to Google and Wikipedia. So it's good to have something to back it up as well. I guess we just have to follow. Asians, we still remain the same.
Yeah. And as Chef Ismail said, there are, you know, for most of them, there are actual reasons and logic behind them. So if we just bother to know what that logic is, we can impart that to our children.
I still believe that if I tell my nephew and nieces, you know, if they start asking me, why, uncle, shut up, I'll chill your mouth.
I like how you bring the feedback in.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You shouldn't question when the old people tell you. Yeah, go and find out the reason, but do never get the answer from me. Otherwise, I chill your mouth. That's how our grandmother used to tell us.
Yes, that is true. But teenagers, they seem like a lot of our, you know, we see them, teenagers around, they don't seem to be very bothered about these little stories.
But actually they do. But they're just being ego.
Yeah, they're being cool.
I guess it's cool.
They're being cool.
I guess,
but actually they follow. Like for example, I have this I'd like to share with you. Never put all brooms together. Like cleaning agents like broom, lidi penyapu, mops and everything. It break the relationship of the house. So of course it's ugly what you put everything
together. Yeah.
And then at night, you know, the back window, at night the doors, you know, they used to put one broom there. So the thief won't come.
Oh, how come?
No, they believe in this. So all thieves outside there don't come to our house.
Judy, you'll have to go home and Google that.
Judy, I think it's good. You know, once they open the door, if you're ready, you take the broom and whack.
Exactly.
And then sway. Choy.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a fun conversation. I guess in conclusion, there are reasons behind most of these tales if we bother to find out. And I guess the reason why they're so, you know, if you don't do this, something so bad and extreme is going to happen is kind of to maybe scare us into just listening to them in the beginning. Psychologically. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We're going to go for a quick break now, and we have all this when we come back. Young, beautiful, talented singer Amanda Imani shares her latest projects with Bella. This month on Bella, it's all about loving yourselves. And we at Bella obviously believe love, it's a great thing. It's good to love everyone and everything, but it all starts with yourself. Now, Rolex watches stand for style, elegance, and say that you've made it. Yes, they are a little bit pricey, but something to strive for. Let's take a look at the latest from Rolex.
When it comes to luxurious watches, one of the names that will pop up in our mind would be Rolex. The brand made its first debut in our shore a long time ago, and it has made its way as a household name, especially among the elites. The detailed design and clockwork specialty has made Rolex well known for its exclusiveness. When we talk about Rolex, it carries a luxury value that puts the owner on a certain level or standard. Apart from that, why do people love to get their hands on this timepiece?
One of the main reasons why customers actually like to purchase Rolex watches is because it's one of the best investment choices.
Now that's another option of investment. Just like land properties, Rolex watches are among the few accessories that has the ability to increase in value as time goes by.
As watch prices keep increasing, Rolex offers the best investment in terms of your returns for the brand.
No wonder people like to buy Rolex watches, although the price is a bit steep. Apart from the quality, the appreciation value is something that attracts Rolex enthusiasts too. So guys, remember, watches do not only serve as an accessory, it also serves as a form of investment. Apart from that, watches are a perfect heirloom item that can be passed from generation to generation. So don't be too penny pinching when you want to purchase your next watch. Who knows, it would worth millions after a few years.
Madonna performed an awesome show at the Super Bowl and, as expected, in a series of eye-popping outfits. Watch out, Lady Gaga.
No surprise that Madonna is one of the biggest stars in the world, but many people wonder if she would be able to carry the Super Bowl halftime show. The results are in and she rocked it. Madonna was carried into the stadium by what seemed like hundreds of burly gladiators, and she immediately launched into an awesome remix version of Vogue.
Ladies, let's get to it.
The stage transformed into a futuristic discotheque for a gravity-defying performance of music complete with tightrope walkers.
I'm sexy and I know it.
LMFAO even dropped by to add in a bit of party rock anthem. Seamless transition.
L-U-V, Madonna, Y-O-U, you wanna L-U-V, Madonna.
MIA and Nicki Minaj joined the party for her brand new hits Give Me All Your Lovin', dressed like adorable cheerleaders.
Life is a mystery, everyone must stand alone.
The Madonna extravaganza ended with an enormous choir and CeeLo Green joining Madge on the stage for a powerful rendition of Like a Prayer. Viewers were left with an enormous sign reading World Peace in lights on the ground. What a show! I wonder if schoolgirl cheerleader Madonna ever imagined if she would be cheerleading the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Open your heart, I'll make you love me.
Now, you just gotta love the queen of pop. Madonna never gets old. I want to be like her when I'm her age. Now, Amanda Imani is tipped to be the next big sensation. She paired up with Malik in a duet for her launch of her musical debut single, Cemburu. Let's take a look at insight into Amanda Imani's life.
Baby, Coba kau renung mataku ini, kasih kau kan lihat.
The word jealousy and women are often related. Some look at it as a form of love, but too much of it can be rather annoying to men. In relation to that, recently Amanda Imani, a new and uprising singer-musician, launched her new single album titled Cemburu, which means jealousy, featuring Malik. Amanda is blessed with a melodious yet husky voice and supermodel looks. Her warm persona, talent and versatility add vigor to stage that makes her performances impactful. There are repertoires of her on a piano or guitar which truly makes her a gem in the music industry. Her first album is a self-titled debut album, Amanda Imani, which launched in 2009. The album balances a fresh pop-folk genre with hints of soul. She is famous for her delicate toned vocals. So why Cemburu, Amanda?
I think sometimes, of course as girls we feel a little bit, insecure sometimes about ourselves, about the guy we're with, or, with our friends. So I think Cemburu, in a way, is very relatable to a lot of people. It's not much of a jealousy song, it's more of a suspicion kind of a song. So I think we're always kind of curious about other people and how good they get to be.
You should know how it feels when you walk down.
Malik was one half of the group Too Fat and had a background of 4 platinum and AIM award-winning albums. Malik has set a new standard for quality music production, something that is sorely lacking within the local music industry. So how is it like working with him?
Working with him has been amazing. He's very open to ideas and suggestions or any inputs I have. I think his personality is just totally different from anybody that I know so far.
So Amanda, we're just curious, when jealousy occurs, how do you control it so that you won't get out of hand?
When I feel really down or really sad, I kind of write a song to it's kind of my own therapy. And if I'm angry, then I write a really kind of revengeful song, which ends up to be very aggressive. So I think through songwriting and through singing as well, it definitely kind of my therapy and my way of kind of dealing with stress.
Well, good luck with your new single, Amanda. We are looking forward to a new full album soon.
Hi, my name is Amanda Imani and this is my latest single, Cemburu, featuring Malik. You can actually get a full listen of this song if you request it on the radio stations. Other than that, you can always, check out my updates on Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much and get this. Cemburu.
Well, I hope all of you have learned as much as I have on today's show. I'd like to thank our 3 lovely ladies and Dato Chef Ismail for sharing their tales with us. I guess we found out on today's show that some tales were busted and others have a lot of logic behind them if you bothered to find out. So go home and Google all the tales that you've never really known why you've been following all these years. Thank you so much for joining me today on the show. And this is what we have coming up for you on Bella Mars. If your man has issues in the wardrobe department, then you better watch our show for tips and tricks on how to groom him. And of course, on Bella Mars, we don't just have us ladies talk about men. We actually bring the men in and get them to share a little bit about how they feel grooming is important to them. So you can catch that show at 11 a.m. tomorrow. If you'd like to catch any of our shows that you've missed, you can watch them on tonton.com.my. Like us on Twitter and Facebook. Till then, I'll see you soon. Take care.
I'm shuffling.
I'm sexy and I know it.